shark attack.
The boy actually ran across him, the shark reacted, bit, and swam away.
As a county near Orlando has seen 3 this past week. A scary scene.
The next thing you know, I have people like this waving.
5 men in Jacksonville found stranded on a capsized boat. Recovery time as those affected by Hurricane Beryl clean up what was left behind. And electric vehicles on the open market.
Interest and demand would start to increase, but we've definitely seen the opposite.
How EV sales are doing with President Biden's initiatives. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Jason Arrow.
I'm Ana Paula Mayorga. Today is Wednesday, July 10th of 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Trump and Doral, the former president, was in South Florida last night to address his base. After staying quiet following the first presidential debate, former President Donald Trump took a quick victory lap on a friendly turf Tuesday at his Doral Golf Club. The Republican National Convention in Milwaukee is less than a week out.
Trump spent the night mocking Biden's performance and the, quote, divided Democratic Party. Following it, however, the main headline of the night was the question of if Trump would announce his vice president, especially with Florida Senator and Miami native Marco Rubio, who is reportedly on his short list, getting invited to speak. And while Trump did not officially hand out the VP job, he did address it, though.
Oh, look at all of them back there. Oh, that's a lot, Marco. That's a lot, Marco. I think they probably think I'm going to be announcing that Marco is going to be vice president. I don't know, because that's a lot of press.
This is one of Trump's final pit stops before the kickoff of the RNC on July 15th. He will address the battleground state of Pennsylvania on Saturday.
This morning, Argentina awaits an opponent in the Copa America finals, which take place in South Florida Sunday. Argentina defeated Canada 2-0 last night at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Julian Alvarez scored first, and Miami's own Lionel Messi scored his first goal in the tournament by tipping in a shot from a kick by Enzo Fernandez. Fans headed to the streets of Miami Beach to celebrate another victory, this time to advance to another final. Here's how one of the fans felt about the results of last night's game and what he hopes will happen on Sunday.
Partido fácil.
An easy game. We won well. I knew we were winning 2-0. I already knew the result. I made a reel saying 2-0, but my friend yelled at me 3-0. Then I shouted 3-0, but it was 2-0. Uruguay is going to beat Colombia. Maybe they will beat them in penalties, but Uruguay will reach the final against Argentina.
Tonight, Uruguay and Colombia compete for their spot on the final. The 2024 Copa America will end on Sunday at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens.
Another shark attack occurred Monday at a beach in Volusia County. It happened while a lifeguard drill was taking place. As Caplin's Victoria Fonseca reports, officials say that beachgoers should not be worried.
Just off the jetty in Ponce Inlet is a surfer's paradise. That's probably why people had no idea a shark bite happened just steps from where they were sitting.
It's an everyday thing here, I guess.
I've been in the ocean since I got here this morning, so I'm not scared.
And Captain AJ Miller from Volusia Beach Safety says you shouldn't be either.
The amount of people we have coming to this beach compared to the amount of shark incidents we have is very minimal.
He witnessed Monday's bite because it happened during a drill at the junior lifeguard camp. The victim, a 14-year-old from Flagler Beach, saw the shark and described it as a 4 or 5 foot black tip.
It was a bite and release. It was more or less a surprise for the shark. That the boy actually ran across him, the shark reacted, bit, and swam away.
We actually saw large sharks near the jetty when we went up in the sheriff's helicopter on the 4th of July. But as Miller explains, those are not the same sharks that are biting people near the shore.
This is a perfect example. It was a smaller size shark. A lot of people, when they think of sharks, they think of these monstrous creatures, monstrous animals.
He can only think of one time in the past 20 years where a purple flag had to be flown for an excessive amount of shark bites. But even that doesn't stop people from getting in the water.
I'm not scared. I think they're sea puppies and I think they're cute.
I'm Victoria Fonseca with Caplin News.
A group of fishermen are recovering this morning after a harrowing experience off the coast of Jacksonville. Mohammed El Itani was one of the men on the boat. He was the first to realize that the motor was having issues. He told his son-in-law to get a bucket of water and start bailing, but the boat almost immediately flipped.
The time we put our jackets on, the boat flips upside down right away. And we were able to manage ourselves to stay on the boat, upside down.
A group of fishermen who stumbled upon the men waited alongside the capsized boat until the Coast Guard responded. Coast Guard crews then transported the men to safety. When asked if they will go fishing again, the men answered yes, but with extra caution.
Texas and Louisiana are still reeling this morning, not only from the damage done by Hurricane Beryl, but also tornadoes which caused the storm, as well as triple-digit heat waves coming from the Gulf Coast. Texas's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who has been heading the storm relief efforts since Governor Greg Abbott is currently on economic development trip in Asia, says that he is pushing for companies to bring back power to homes most quickly and safely as possible. President Joe Biden said he could not track down Patrick to an issue a major disaster declaration for aid until yesterday afternoon.
A recent study has showed the trend for electric cars has decreased exponentially, and Caplin's Denise Diaz brings us to the reasons for the drastic change and the future of EVs.
Despite of the incentive and many options available, people are still hesitating on the twist towards electric vehicles.
According to a new study by AAA, fewer people appear to be buying electric cars these days. A survey found only 18% of U.S. adults say they are very likely or likely to buy an EV as their next car. Greg Brannon from AAA said he was really surprised by those numbers because more companies are making EVs, giving consumers more options.
We were really expecting that to be kind of a tipping point for it, and that the interest and demand would start to increase, but we've definitely seen the opposite.
According to the survey, the biggest issue for consumers are high purchase price, high cost of battery repair, lack of convenient charging station, and not being able to install a charging station where they live.
For those who are driving for commuting to work, to school, it's great. Charging like full to 80% is going to be enough, like for 3 days, for 4 days. For commuting, it's enough.
When it comes to price, electric cars vary drastically from just under $30,000 to well over $100,000, according to U.S. News and World Report.
Made informed decisions to get any EV at their own discretion. Reporting for Caplin News, Denise Diaz.
The Marlins look to make it 2 comeback wins in a row, this time on the road.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
She was pregnant when she came here, and I've just done everything I can to take good care of her. She's a special little girl.
A community comes together to save a cat that was in danger. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
I debate all day. It's what I do. But there are some things that are undebatable, like your mental health. I was in a dark place when my brother passed away in a car accident. I was depressed in ways I never imagined. I reached out, and my sisters came, my pastor, my therapist. They helped me get through it. I found that the more I spoke up, the healthier my mind became. When you love your mind, you can go so much further. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
A pet rumored to have 9 lives has its life saved. You know, Ana Paula, a story like this really isn't common to happen here. And as neighbors in a plumbing company in Lexington, Kentucky worked together to save an injured cat that was stuck in a storm drain.
As WKYT's Destiny Quinn reports, the cat was hit by a car. The collision caused several fractures.
This little cat came into my life 2 years ago, and I've just loved her.
Tina is a feral cat, meaning she lives outdoors and avoids humans. But with Kim's love and care over the last 2 years, she's become more and more domesticated.
She was pregnant when she came here, and I've just done everything I can to take good care of her. She's a special little girl.
After 2 nights of Tina not coming home, Kim got worried and posted her picture online.
Hudson and I were out walking with my husband, and he basically pulled me across the street to one of the storm sewer entrances, and he was really sort of pulling at it. I'm like, "What are you seeing? What are you seeing?" And there was a little kitty cat.
There was Tina, but not in good condition.
My neighbors responded and sent a picture back and said, "Is this your cat? She's in a storm drain."
The poor cat just was soaking wet. It wouldn't eat. It wouldn't move. It wouldn't do anything. And I was like, uh-oh, this cat must be hurt.
That's when the Andover neighborhood came together to try to save her.
The neighbors were awesome. I mean, a neighbor ran out and gave us a crowbar, and then another neighbor provided a ladder. But when I would put the ladder down into the hole, it would scare Tina.
After numerous failed attempts and another night outside, Roto-Rooter was called.
So typically we would use our camera inspection equipment to locate the cat and push it out of the drain, but this type of pipe was 24 inches, is a little bit bigger than what we're used to handling. So we had to get very creative.
They bought a remote control truck,
tied a rope to it, and sent it down the drain to get the cat out the other side.
And finally, out came Tina.
I rushed her to the vet very quickly, but I just had tears of joy. I mean, just tears streaming down my face.
The vet believes she was hit by a car, which is why she was in the drain. She has several fractures. After her rescue, Tina prefers being inside.
She's healing remarkably, just with a lot of love and rest.
That was WKYT's Destiny Quinn reporting. The service Roto-Rooter provided is free. They rescue pets from pipes, drains, and other openings.
The Marlins are on the road this morning after winning 2 of 3 games against the White Sox at home. The Fish were in Houston last night for the first of 3 against the Astros. It was a big 7th inning with Jesus Sanchez hitting a home run to tie the game at 2. The Astros hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of that same inning and ended up winning the game. The final score of the game was Marlins 3, Houston 4. The same 2 teams play tonight at 8:10 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
That's all the time we have left for Newsbreak. I'm Ana Paula Mayorga.
I'm Jason Herr. Government news anytime at caplin.news.fiu.edu.